Hi, my name is Song. I'm the creator of TowerDefenseToolKit. In this video, I'm going to show you how to make a crypt prefabs using custom model. Um, Before we start, I will explain this. The whole Tower Defense Toolkit is designed with custom asset integration in mind. That means you can use whatever custom model you have. So, in order to allow that, every game object in the scene is pretty much designed this way. Is that you have an empty game object with the script you want attached on it. Say a unit crypt, you will have a unit crypt attached on it, and for a tower, you will have a unit tower attached on it. And it's basically an empty object. So as you can see, there's no mesh renderer or mesh filter on this base object. But for all the custom model, it would be insert here under as the child transform. In this case, the body would act as, I know it's not custom, but it acts as the model. So in effect, you can swap this body object out with any custom model and it will still work. So that's the idea of it, is that whatever custom model you have, it would fit in. You can adjust the location, the position, to overcome any offset or any rotation offset that the model might come with. So the same thing happens for tower as well as platform. So if you let's look at one tower. So basically it's the same thing. So it's an empty object, so all the model goes here, right? So now we get that out of the way. Let's focus on getting a crypt done. So a crypt is very easy because it doesn't require any complex integration. So it's just the crypt itself with a script and then any model you might have and the overlay. So let's start by building a new one. Create empty object. So we'll name this new crypt. And we'll assign unique crypt to it. So this is it. And now it's done actually. If you put it into the game, it will work, but you can't see anything obviously because there's nothing to be seen. It's an empty object. So we're gonna put a custom model on it. I have a skeleton model here which I got from the asset store. Very nice. So we're gonna put it into the crypt, and you can pretty much leave it at this stage, but it's not going to look very good when you run it in the game because the model it's not centered around your object. So what you would have is when it runs, your crypt will move along this path, but the model will not appear on it. So we need to make sure that it's always centered around the crypt. So I'm gonna leave this on for purpose so you can see what I meant if you got the position wrong. So let's make this a prefabs, and we're gonna delete this too and assign the new crypt to the spawn manager, and then we run the game. So as you can see, it's not really on the path. See, it's sort of halfway down the path. That is because I haven't actually got the Y position offset right. So if I look at this clone here, if I set this to 0, yep, it would have looked right. See what I mean? Right, so that's one thing. So we're gonna stop that. So this very easy, it's done basically, but we're not gonna stop at that. you need to have some indication of the hit point of the creep, so we're gonna add overlay to it. To make things easier, I'll just copy these two, and this overlay works pretty much the same way as the model. The position is pretty much relative, so if you don't put them correctly when you first set it up, it's going to appear in the wrong place. So, but of course I need to assign them to HP attribute here so they know when to adjust it. So how this overlay works is that it's just a primitive plane. The base would act as the background, of course, and the HP would be the bar for. Oh, let's change this back. I must have changed it accidentally. So yeah, and this HP bar, the scale will be adjusted based on the hit point of the creep. So as the creep takes damage, this value will go down. So it will appear as this guy here have shrunk, right? So, and it's very important that you place them properly. So I'm gonna test it with as this is, and you will see what I mean. Okay, it's spawning, good. Now, if you look at it, it's not appear exactly where we want it to be. Ideally, we want it on top of the creep, isn't it? Or on bottom, but it's clipping through the through the creep, so it's not looking very good. So we're gonna set that right. So what we do is put it just on top, and now it will look right, just like that. And it's the same case if you have any offset in X or Z direction. It will just look as it's not centered around the creep. Yeah. So, and finally, the creep kind of looks weird right now because it's a floating skeleton. It's not doing anything. So we're gonna assign some animation to it. Right, now the animation, the thing you have to keep in mind that you are not trying to animate this fella here. You are trying to animate this fella here. Now, as of now, there's no connection between this and this apart from it is the child transform and it will follow this guy. But in order to have this script here run something on this, you will need to assign it as the animation body so that it would animate this thing, this game object here. So as a prerequisite to that, this game object must have an animation component attached on it. So as you can see, I've actually got one, so I'm going to assign it straight as the animation body, and then I'm going to assign some move animation, hit animation, nope, just one, and dead animation to it. Right, so the move animation will be skeleton running. Okay, hit animation will be skeleton get hit. Dead animation will be skeleton die. Now we save the change we did to the prefabs. Then we run again. Now you see it's running, and it plays the hit animation, and it didn't die, unfortunately. But as you can see, it's running pretty fast, so that it doesn't quite match up to the speed, so it looks a bit cartoony, and we're gonna fix that. By the way, the height offset is still wrong, so I'm gonna fix that as well. Right, and you can adjust the running animation, the move animation speed with this modifier. So let's say 1 is too fast, let's slow it down a bit to 0.4 of the speed in which this animation is being run, so that it looks like it's moving in a more real manner. Okay, we have saved the change. Now delete this. Now let's start again. I'll build more towers so it dies properly this time. See, it slowed down, the animation got slowed down. And then it will play die animation when it's killed. That's it. So it's not really that complicated. Creating a crypt is really easy, and not just this skeleton, you can put it with pretty much anything you want. Right? So that pretty much covers all there is to crypts, the basic one anyway. I haven't touched on the attacking crypts, but I will say attacking crypts works pretty much the same way as tower, which I will explain in some other video, but we'll take a quick look. So this is some sort of tank crypt that I made. So it has got a turret, and it has got a shoot point and all that, just like a turret. And to make a crypt be able to attack anything, you need to add unit crypt attack script on it. And not just attack, you can change it to support so it heals surrounding crypt and all that. But you can get all this information by reading the documentation. I'm not going to go through all this, so I'll just end the video right here. If you have any question, feel free to post it on the forum or email me. Thank you very much.